Hi, Scats here. Welcome, Keto Bonitos and fasting friends. In this little video, Liz and I will give you the recipes for the two cheesecakes that we made for her 50th birthday just a few days ago. They're totally sugar-free and gluten-free. We have been saying ever since we started on this keto and fasting lifestyle that we would never ever make anything that reminded us of all the sweet things that I used to eat that gave me diabetes in the first place. Except cheesecake. So we finally did it. We made cheesecake. Two of them. This segment was recorded live, oh yes, it's absolutely live, as part of the live stream that we did last week. We also talk a little bit about the main course that we ate as well. Oh, that was so nice. And I sing Liz happy birthday, so you can join in with that. Hooray! Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and click on the bell. Ding! Welcome to the Liz and Scats channel. We're going to talk about cheesecake. We've talked about cheesecake a little bit before because we've said it's one of the only things that we'd probably have and cheat with, but we didn't cheat with this one, except we did have a lot of fat in it. But we didn't cheat in terms of carbohydrates, so we didn't go out of ketosis. Yeah. So let's tell you mine first. I made the base of the cheesecake. Made it with mixed nuts, so that's the thing to do instead of having a lot of biscuit in there, is mixed nuts.
And you ground them up, didn't you? So
yeah, I ground them up in a big thing with blades. Yeah,
scary.
And so there were almonds and not hazelnuts,
Brazil nuts. I'm sure there were walnuts in there as well.
Yeah, pecans. It tasted very walnutty, and some pecans.
Yeah.
There weren't very many pecans.
Delicious.
I think I'm going to design it more next time to be more Brazils and pecans. And think that'll be good, and I might even put some peanut butter in the mix on the top anyway, but I didn't do that this time. I also used a dessert spoonful of almond flour. That's not too bad for carbs. And a dessert spoon of cocoa powder. We use the green and black stuff because it's all organic.
Yeah, and there's nothing else in it, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I put a big chunk of butter in there and mixed all that up in the machine, flattened it out onto the heart-shaped bowl that you can see in the thumbnail for this, and baked that for about 10 minutes. I started it off a bit too low.
Did you bake it? I didn't know you baked it.
I put it in the oven.
Okay.
Well, you did yours, you said.
Well, I did.
Liz did hers first, so I kind of... This is the first time that I have not followed a recipe or used any kind of measuring devices. I kind of threw it in. I mean, I did measure out a dessert spoonful, but I didn't know whether I should have done 3 or 1 or what. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm rubbing off on him. I never following recipes.
Well, I was just eager to make this one, and it just anyway. And it didn't come out very, very hard. It was okay. It was just very, very nutty. On the topping, I used a tub of mascarpone. Now, normally we've used Philadelphia before.
Yeah, cream cheese, full-fat cream cheese, but I think the mascarpone works a little bit better, actually.
Oh yeah, it is more like just cream.
Yeah.
And I added some fresh cream to it as well to make it even more creamy.
Yeah.
And I added a handful of raspberries and a handful of blackcurrants to make it fruity and to give it some sweetness. So I didn't need to add any kind of sweetener.
You didn't at all, didn't
and I put in 2 squares, about this square, of very dark 90% chocolate. So there's very little sugar in that kind of chocolate. So and I whacked that in the machine, and it actually didn't completely break apart. But so I was picking bits out and eating that before I'd even made it. Anyway, so that was the mixture. I then, after I'd cooled down the base, put the mixture on and then put that in the fridge overnight, and it was nice and firm, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good.
That was lovely.
Really good, yeah, and it was really nice. And then the nuts in the bottom were really quite big still, so they were good. And I'm going to do that next time. I think I'm not going to.
Yeah, because Liz was going to make the fruity one, and I was going to make the sort of chocolatey one.
So we kind of just
Liz made it first and ended up doing the chocolate one. So give the recipe for that.
So I kind of made a biscuit first. So I did almond flour, and I put some xanthan gum, which is kind of like the thing that you use when you can't use
instead of gluten.
Flour, gluten. So it kind of helps to stick things together. and that normally comes from quite natural sources. So you can find mostly you can find that in health food shops. So it's quite a handy thing to do. Xanthan gum, very helpful. And then I added crushed nuts as well, but I also added some stevia drops. Stevia is a natural sweetener that doesn't actually raise up your insulin levels, which is what we're trying to avoid, obviously, doing ketogenic diet. So I added 4 drops of that, and then some cacao nibs as well, because they're really, really good for you. Cacao nibs. They provide a lot of oxytocin into your system, and they actually make you feel happy, which is why people eat a lot of chocolate for that same reason. So I added those, and then I kind of put them onto a baking sheet and baked those as a biscuit. It did get a bit brown, a bit too dark. I left it in for a bit too long. Oh, melted butter as well in there. But then I just took those bits off and just added some more nuts to it, and then patted those down in the bottom. Now I made my topping with Philadelphia cream cheese, but I did about half cheese and half cream, so it gave it a more kind of moussey texture, really. And I just added until I felt like it was enough of the lovely dark cocoa powder that we get, which is like virtually 100%, I think, something like that. Anyway, so I added that. Then I added some more stevia and some more cacao nibs into the top there as well, and I just put that on the top and in the fridge, and it was delish.
It was, yeah. They were both great, actually, and we had one for breakfast. We'd had some breakfast. We actually had smoked salmon and
scrambled salmon and scrambled eggs.
Oh, it was lovely. I made that for Liz, and then we just decided, well, as we've got 2 cheesecakes to get through in the day, we felt the need to have the first one for breakfast. So yeah, that was very nice. And then we had the other one after our dinner later, which was a huge plate full of food.
Massive.
We had this piece of beef that was this big between us, and it was slow cooked. It was rib. In fact, it was 2 ribs. Yeah. And that was just delightful. It was delish, wasn't it? Absolutely delish. So we did all that, and loads of veg, and I did a mashed cauliflower as well. With cheese on the top. So, and I just couldn't finish it because I'm just not used to eating that much food anymore. Now, like this time last year, I would have yomped all of that down and felt fine. But we don't eat that much food anymore. And so I had to put my stretchy trousers on afterwards, jogging pants. Sort of pants that you wear when you decided you're going to have a duvet day and not go into work.
Put your Joey pants on.
Yeah, Joey pants.
Your Joey from Friends pants. Yeah, so we ate that, and I was just feeling like, oh my God, I can't eat. And
we did have about 3 glasses of wine each, at least.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think we necked the 2 bottles of wine, didn't we? Throughout the day. We did start a bit earlier, so we did have 2 bottles of wine.
Not that early.
Between us, I think it was about 3 when we kicked off.
Yeah,
I think.
That's fair enough.
But and we were finished by about 4, so it was a long time. It wasn't like we just went rah.
And we knew we'd be fasting today.
So and in the middle of the night, I woke up with really bad stomachache because I was just like.
Yes, it was windy. Last night was windy.
It was slightly windy.
Yes.
Windy in more ways than one. So yes, it was a little bit uncomfortable. So I just won't eat that much next time. It was too much. Way too much food.
There we go then. So that was yesterday.
But it was delicious.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Liz. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Come on, everybody. To you. Happy birthday, dear Liz. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, thank you. That's the first time somebody's sang me happy birthday for about 3 years.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Well, it'll have to be every year from now on. So, leave us comments. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell.
Ding!
If you haven't already. If you have already, then thank you so much.
Yeah, please feel free to share the video if you feel that there's a friend of yours who might benefit from anything that we've been talking about, or any of our videos in our we've got loads now, haven't we? We've got 80 plus videos.
Or at least nearly 90 now.
So many.
It's great. So, all that remains to say is peace and love, and we will see you in the next set of videos over the coming days. There'll be loads. Join us.
Yeah, we'll be here every Wednesday at 8 GMT.
We will. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Da, 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 da.